Welcome to Smart Conserver.
Some of you may remember when I just started this channel, I told you all about my journey to go solar. You remember? Well, my journey continues, and I want to add more panels to my existing system. I really pray that it works. It is difficult to save these days, but we all have to try to put away something for that rainy day. What does it mean to save for a rainy day? Well, it is to save money for a time when it might be needed unexpectedly. That's really saving for a rainy day. Getting my first system was really an investment, and I don't regret it as I have saved a lot, a whole lot in fact. Now, the intention after getting that system was to estimate how much I would be charged for electricity monthly. That is, if I didn't have that small 8-panel system. And the difference of what they would now charge me and whatever it is that I estimated, that is what I really intended to save at a financial institution, any one of them of my choice. And this I would do monthly. Remember that the electricity bills come monthly, so I would have saved this amount of money that I calculated monthly. No, it didn't work, as the amount that I had calculated would have meant that I saved more than I really could have afforded. So I just forget that calculation and I just save what I could, what I really had. Each time I saved, I really watch it. I can't afford for the scammers to leave with all that I worked so hard to save. It is sad to save and make sacrifices to save and lose it all to scammers. That would destroy the hope that I had of getting or even trying to see if I could add more panels to my existing system. Another thing I did as well while trying to save was to look out for any solar electricity system sales that suppliers may have. Every now and then I would receive an email or even adverts from these sales personnel, and it would be on the solar panels, inverters, and even batteries. Well, one day I got an email, and that email was from a solar power supplier and it grabbed my eyes. I knew this supplier. Now, what grabbed my eyes really were the words interested in going solar, and that was a question. And when I looked on the ad on the email, it had two costs. However, I was more interested in the lower cost, and being that I was familiar with the supplier, I just decided to give him a call. Remember, I told you that my real intention is to get the solar power incrementally. I can't afford to spend millions of dollars on a system, as I really don't have that $1,000,000. Now, while I can settle for the 8 panels that I had, as those 8 panels is really working for me and I'm seeing significant savings, but I have not gotten to the stage where I really want it to be. And to realize my dream, I would have to increase my solar power system incrementally, if it is at all possible. Now, after speaking with the supplier, I realized that he could have accommodated my incremental addition to the existing system, and it would cost me far less than the system that I was quoted on the email. I honestly did not save as much, so I had to secure a staff loan, and this was basically interest free. So the balance I had I used that to take the additional funds from my savings for these panel. Now, the loan was really paid over long before the attempted installation. You notice I'm stressing attempted installation, as even up to the recording of this vlog, there's no guarantee that this will work. There are really different ways that I've read that you can really add to the existing solar panel system that you have, and I'll just go through them a bit. Now, for one, they said that you could really keep the inverters that you have and add more panels. That part of it wouldn't work for me because my system was grid tied, and to keep the inverter that you have would mean that you have central inverters, or not inverters, sorry, you had a central inverter, and because the inverter could accommodate more panels, then you could add to it. Majority of the time, this type of system would really work for persons who have the off-grid system. So this one would work well for them, but I don't have an off-grid system. I have a grid tied. For those of you who don't understand the differences, then you can just place a comment in the vlog and I'll be sure to explain it to you, especially at one of my live stream, what the different types of solar power are. Now, there's another way that you can add to your existing system where you can replace the inverter that you have with a larger one, because probably it's too small to add on other panels to it. And when you replace it with a larger one, then you can add more panels. This again, it would not work for me because the system that I have is grid tied, and what I realize is that for the existing system that I have, every 2 panels are attached or connected to one inverter. That's with the grid tied. So that one that I just told you about, it wouldn't work for me. It would work for someone who doesn't have a grid tied system. Now, another way would be to install a new system separately. Oh my. That in itself for me would be a waste, because what I really wanted is to add on to what I have. I don't want the entire house to have 2 separate systems for the entire house. I just want one system so that everything flows and work. So you see where I was getting at, where the issue for me is. I have done my research and I found out 3 ways that I could add to my existing solar system, but none of those 3 ways would work for me because I don't have that type of system. You know what? Let's speak some more on it about next week, so I can continue the journey with you, and I'll tell you if the installation was even any at all possible.
You have come to the end of another series. Join us next time for more ways to conserve.